welcome back to the channel and welcome to episode 1 of series 3 of Save Our Season. And as you can see, we have really gone to the very bottom. We are going to be in charge of Grimsby Town in League 2. They are bottom of the entire football league. I just wanted to do something a little bit different. Instead of doing top flight, I wanted to try a real challenge, one where there's real jeopardy, and dropping out of the professional game is kind of pretty much as big a jeopardy as you can get. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. This should be really tough, massively out of my comfort zone. I used to do lower league and non-league all the time. Haven't done it for years, so I'm really happy to get into this for half a season and see if we can stop Grimsby dropping it into the National League. So all we're going to do in this one was going to have a look at the league table, the fixtures that we've got coming up, the club finances and the squad, and that will do it for today's video. And episodes will come out all this week, every day until the season ends. There are no funky playoffs at the bottom of League 2. If you finish in the bottom 2, you go down. If you finish out of the bottom 2, you stay up. And that is the plan. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. I'm still tempted to go with Kievo. When I originally put out for this, I put the poll out on the original video. I said, you know, Kievo was quite a popular one, and I said I would do it. And I keep looking at it. I'm scared of that one. I'm really scared of that one. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and watch the very intro episode of this whole Save Our Season universe, and you will see what I mean. Kievo, no good. Right, but this isn't about Kievo. This is about Grimsby Town. This is about the Mariners. Let's see if we can save them. So we'll have a look at the League 2 table first of all and see just how bad things are. And as you can see, it's not terrible. They're not adrift as such. They are level with Notts County and Forest Green on 21 points. They are bottom by virtue of that goal difference, which after 24 games, minus 19 is not hideous. They've won 6 games, drawn 3, 21 points, and as I say, with Forest Green and Notts County. But it's then just above that, there's a little bit of a gap. Northampton on 25, Stevenage on 25, then Bury, Colchester, Morecambe on 26, 27 and 28. So we've really got to try and reel those in quickly, otherwise they could just start pulling away and leaving the three of us isolated down there at the bottom in a 3-horse race. The first match for the team is an away game at Yeovil. Yeovil are currently up in 7th. And probably, when I show you the schedule now, I'm probably not going to do that game as the first one, because as you can see, we take on Forest Green here on the 3rd game of our tenure. So I think that's going to be the first live com. Just gives me a little bit of time, because we've got games on the 29th of December and then New Year's Day. And then we've got a nice little 8-day gap till we play Forest Green, because obviously we're not in the FA Cup anymore. We got knocked out by Blackpool at Bloomfield Road 3-1 in the second round after beating Swindon Town 2-1 in the first round. Also out of the Checkatrade Trophy. So as you can see, it's just League 2 games all the way through. Kind of like that. It would have been nice to have had at least a Checkatrade. Checkatrade would have been brilliant to have in this, wouldn't it? Because then we could have had something to maybe distract us from the league travails. So yeah, I'm going to do the Exeter and Mansfield games off camera. Just try and get to know the squad a little bit. Try and build a tactic before we play that huge game against Forest Green, who are right above us. So tomorrow's episode will be that trip to the new lawn to take on the Vegans, and we'll see how we get on with that. Let's have a look at the squad then. They're arranged in position order. Don't even have to scroll to get past those because it's such a small squad. We have 2 goalkeepers, Sam Russell and James McKeown. James McKeown looks like he's been the first choice. He doesn't look too bad. He's 29. It doesn't look terrible, to be fair. Quite happy with that. Sam Russell, let's just have a quick look at him. He's 36, so it will be McKeown as my first choice. Danny Collins, 38 years of age. He has done the rounds. He has been at a lot of clubs. But again, he does look like a rock that we can build a defence on. Into his 3rd season at Grimsby. Let's arrange it by ability, actually, and let's see what we've got. Elliot Embleton, he is on loan from Sunderland, centre mid. It looks very good for this level, 4.5 star for us, 19 years of age. He will be very, very important for us. I think James McKeown is our second best player. Got Ben Pringle, centre mid as well. We can play quite a few different positions. Looks really good as well. It's Grimsby Town, bottom of League 2. I'm thinking just a 4-4-2, which scares the hell out of me because I haven't played a 4-4-2 in about 15 years. So it might be a 4-4-2 that we end up playing. I have no idea, which is why I want to use those two games. Because obviously on the last two episodes of FC Emmen and Hanover, I've had the winter break. So I've had friendlies to try things out. I've got 2 games in 2 days to do that with here. So, we've just got to do what we can. Wes Thomas, very, very good looking striker for us down in this division. He is an advanced forward, so he could be one of our front 2. Ben Pringle is out for possibly 3 weeks, which isn't great. Good young player here, potentially. Good winger, reasonably quick. Max Wright, 20 years of age. Looks okay for the level as well. He really does. Jake Hessenthaler, I'm assuming that is Andy's son. Centre mid, again, looks really good. Played quite a lot of games. He has played in every game in the league, I think. 24 appearances, all but 2 from the start. We will get to know these players a bit more as we go through. JJ Hooper is one I wanted to look at because he's got 5 goals for the season, but he's been a substitute most of the time. He looks better as a winger to me there. But he's right-footed, so he'd have to play as an inside forward, and that's not going to happen. So I'm not sure that he's going to get that many games for me, which is a bit of a shame. Let's just have a look at who's got the goals. Wes Thomas, JJ Hooper, Jordan Cook. He's a winger or a striker. Looks very, very good, doesn't he? Really good player by the look of him. I think he could play possibly at League 1 level, to be fair. In terms of assists, let's quick scan down. Ben Pringle, Harry Clifton, we didn't have a look at, did we? Centre mid, again, fairly decent for this level. He's only 20, 2.5 star current, 4 star potential. So, yeah, there's a little bit there. Alex Whitmore, 3 star current and 5 star potential, and does look very, very good for this level as well. So, yeah, I'm not going to go through every player. If there's someone that stands out in the next couple of games before that Forest Green one, I will show you them tomorrow. We've got quite a few decent players, so let's just have a look at Harry Cardwell because he stands out a little bit. Again, he's a target man. Right, okay, so if we're playing a 4-4-2, I probably am going to play a target man and an advanced forward, something like that. So that could be a potential partnership there. He hasn't played much, but that might change with us in charge. Anybody standing out in the under-23s? Let's get this one done by potential. So we've got Luis Robles, who is a striker. Yeah, doesn't look great. He might get game time though. Matty Pollock, centre-back, not on a senior contract at the minute though. Akeem Rose is the only other player down there in the under-23s who is on a senior contract. Doesn't look terrible, to be fair. Injuries might dictate that I have to come in for him. Obviously all my under-18s are on youth contracts, and probably none of them are any good, so I won't bother looking at them. So I guess we will have a look at the finances. So we've got just under 600 grand in the bank. That's more than I expected, actually. That's not too bad. And we've got 50 grand transfer budget. So we do have the month of January coming up, of course. So we've got 36.5 grand in the wage budget. We're spending just over 34. So we've got some scope there to bring a player in potentially. What sort of wages are we on down here? Highest earner is Ben Pringle on 3.5 grand. Wow. He is on loan from Preston. How much are we? We're paying him 3.5 grand. So we're paying him half his wages. That might see me getting rid of him. I might send him back, yeah. I'm not... I don't know if I can. I can once the window opens. I might cancel that because that's a hefty wage. He's on more than double the nearest earner, who is John Welsh, a defensive midfielder, who I definitely will be using, I think, looking at that. He does look very, very tasty. At 34, that sort of experience could be absolutely crucial, couldn't it? So yeah, if we're only paying those sort of wages, and we do have some to play with in the budget, and if we did get rid of Ben Pringle, that would give us like what, £6,000 to spend, 6.5, £7,000 to spend in wages. With 50, we could bring in quite a few loanees, we could bring in quite a few freebies possibly. We could maybe dip down into the National League, see who's impressing down there. So there is some scope. I quite like the look of this one. So the last thing we'll do before we disappear is to just go back into the table. I assume we are tipped to avoid the drop, and it's Tranmere and Macclesfield that are tipped to go down, and it's Notts County and Forest Green, isn't it, that are down there with us. Forest Green would tip to finish 10th, and I'm pretty sure Macclesfield are up here where Notts County are. Notts County predicted to finish 12th, and I'm sure that is where we find Macclesfield at the minute. It is. And Tranmere were tipped to go down, and they're 13th. And Notts County and Forest Green were tipped to finish safely mid-table, and they are right down here. So, yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? So, yeah, I hope you're going to join me for this one, guys. I know it's not a high-profile club, but I wanted to do something. I mentioned at the end of the Hanover series, I kind of wanted to go a little bit lower. So this one really, the fact, as I said at the beginning, the fact that you could drop out of the Football League, that just adds that nice little bit of jeopardy. It really, really adds something to the series. The fact that the three clubs level with each other there, but then there's a little bit of a gap, and there is a little bit of a potential to be cut off. I quite like that little bit of jeopardy there. So yeah, I hope you'll come back for me to join me tomorrow for the game against Forest Green. It's a huge game as things stand. A lot could change over the New Year weekend. We'll have to see. But yeah, join me for that, won't you? And let me know right now in the comments, am I going to save Grimsby Town from relegation back into the National League, or are we going to save them? It's 1-1 at the moment in the series so far. FC Emmen we couldn't save. Hanover we did spectacularly. Can we save Grimsby? Let me know. Remember to smash that like, hit subscribe, and join me for episode 2 tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Bye-bye.